Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Marks from Dr. Marks Online School and from A Plus Teachers Tutorial Center in Madokero. So this is by public demand. I've received a million or maybe trillions or gazillions of requests of you asking me or politely asking me to revise with you. So this is mainly for those who are writing in a couple of weeks to come, or those who want to write next year, because the revision is not about those who are writing in that same year only, but those who will be writing in the future, particularly next year, because they also have to familiarize with the paper, So our port of call is Heritage Studies, paper 2, and we are going to do November 2023. Sorry for the slip of the tongue. It's November 2023 session, Heritage Studies paper 2. So this one carries about 11 questions. There are about 6 from the section A, then 5 from section B. So I'm not going to do section B, no. For today we all this. I'm going to do section A only, that is number 1 to 6. Then section B to ita mangwana. Vanwanzo, you choose 2 questions kana uchinyora, but nichangoita dzese kuti ugare uchiziva matopics. But the way I will be revising, I will be explaining some aspects. But chinoitika pa revision kune vamwe vari kupolisha revision. Then poita vamwe kuti vari kupolisha but vanenge vane mamwe areas avanenge vakasarira, so ndenchita ndichitsanangura mumwe. But iripo inyaya yekuapproacha, yekuziva kuti unoapproacha sei, and also to give you the specific answers. So I'll start with section A, answer all questions in this section, and each question carries 10 marks. So the section A is out of 60, so it's 10 times 6. It's out of 60. So I'll answer from number 1 to 5 and all their parts. So the first question is number 1, A, Roman 1. Define the term socialization. What is socialization? So I'll be revising again. I know some you write on those spaces, but I am not able to write. I'll be explaining, I'll be voicing over. So what is important is to listen to what I will be saying. It's also important to listen to what I will be saying, because I will be giving the answers and explaining further. Although some responses will be straightforward and wouldn't need further explanation. So define the term socialization. So socialization is a lifelong process during which an individual learn about social expectations and how to live within them. So socialization is about how people are groomed in the society. Socialization is about how people are groomed in the society, something like that. Same society, because we usually say the family is the basic unit of the society. They usually say charity begins at home. Zvichireva izvoti tikaona chimwana chine 3 years chitaura zvinyadzi murodi, totoziva kuti zvabvepi pamwe baba namai vanenge vachinetsana mwana achinzwa, because vana vanongotedzerera. Ndosaka uchiona kuti tikatora mwana wemumbare tikamuti dziya, patotora mwana wekuVeston Park tikamuti dziya, tombowaobserva in the next 2 hours vachitamba, unotoona kuti shasha iyi ndeyekunokumbare nechi. So people are socialized uchienderana nenzvimbo dzavanogara, ndo makuriro anobva waita, ndo character anobva waitawo, something like that. So at home, let me go to, this is Roman 1. Roman 2 says, identify any 2 socializing agents apart from those found at home. Identify any 2 socialization agents apart from those found at home. Because at home, tine hama individuals, the father, the mother, the auntie, the uncle, the siblings, they have their roles, they play kupa kukudza mwana. But apart from the home, we have many socializing agents, the school, the church, the peers, wanotamba nawo futhi. Yes, the media again. Media inototi even madressera ndoita ndokunoti nekuti ndofarira Eminem ndakutotanga kutodressa saiye ndizvo. So the teachers, the religion, the workplace also help in shaping the mentality and the character and the demeanor of a person. That's why chonoti pangwacho uchitsvaga basa vanokuti tikuda reference kwawakambobva vanenge vada kuona hunhu hwako, you know. So apart from the home ndo kumwe kunosocializwa vanhu chaiko chaiko wapam. So explain any 3 roles of a mother in the socialization process at home. That one was bread and butter, kuti mai vanosocializa sei vanhu handizve. Mai vanosocializa sei vanhu. They teach children good morals and values. Even the mother's language, language yanotanga kutaura, that is taught by the mother. It is taught by the mother, you know. So mother also helps you to know those household chores, the cooking, the washing, the bathing. So mother is also a role model. You can learn something from your mother. So angofanini pangwacho ndokunotaura ndakadzidza kindness kubva kuna mai vangu, you know. So because moms wangu vaiti pakangoya munhu vaibva vabika vodini, whether like those who have like some mental problems, vanoti vaya vanopenga muchikanganisa muchitaura, you know, they usually pass by our place. Mama otobika sadza otodya nevanhu vaya. So there's also nurturing and raising children, providing food and all other needs, making proper important decisions for their children. They can train children. They can also assume fatherly roles if the father is absent or if the father is deceased, you know. Then the last question on part C says, suggest any 3 measures that can be taken by fathers to curb wayward behavior amongst children at home. Kuti baba vanogona kuita zvipi zvavanokwanisa kuita. They can teach children good morals and values, uniting children, ibasa rababa. Even nurturing and raising children, the father should be a provider too, providing food and all other needs, and making proper important decisions for their children. And even language development. When you talk of language development, even that ability yekuziva kuti zvakati zvinotaurwa uchitaura naningu unotaura sei, you know, it's part and parcel of language development too. Ibasa rababa kudzidzisa all that upon. So it is the duty of the father again to enforce rules. The rules varongofani zvamai futi, depend on the situation. Enforce rules, educating, counseling, rewarding good behavior, and also punishing bad behavior, and also role modeling, you know. Right, that one was very easy. Even gogo anotengesa mazepe pakona could answer that one. Then we have number 2, state 2A, state any 4 rights withheld to children in Zimbabwe. My rights anonzi anofana ku withheld to children zvisikafani kuitwa nevana vanotoprotektwa nemutemo kuti vasazviite ndezvipi. It's very important to read the question twice or thrice, because maseterwo anoita maquestion ka chinenge chiri chirungu futi, which is your second language, and munongoiswa kana kawedhi kanotonga kanokuvhiringa wobva wanyatsonyora a very good wrong answer uchidhomoka zvako. So unofana kudzikama like apa panzi state any 4 rights withheld, unogona kusaunderstanda futi kuti withheld zvinorevei. Of which withheld tikuti ma rights ekuti ane period yekuti anenge akaitwa withhold kana kuti akabatwa kuti vana vasawo involved maari, then ozoregedzwa later, maybe after mwana aita 18 years old. So which are these rights? The right to vote, vana havabvumidzwa kuvhota, engage into marriage, vana havabvumidzwa kushanda futi, work, it is child labor. They are not supposed to engage into political activism too. Right, then part B is covering most citizens. Highlight any 3 responsibilities of Zimbabwean citizens. We have, as citizens, we have to participate in national events. Like Panitika Heroes Vana Defense Force, I think the people who will be attending will be doing a great job. They'll be participating in national events and also to clean the environment. I think the government is also supporting those cleanup campaigns and national tree planting days. You know, we have to participate in those. You have to participate in elections if you're adults and to observe the laws of the country, something like that. So C is saying what measures can be taken in order to promote the awareness of rights of the girl child in Zimbabwe. So for them, there should be awareness of rights so that even the girl child should know about those rights. What are we supposed to do? So we come up with education. How do we educate the people, the girl child and everyone? There should be awareness campaigns. You can do road shows. We can use the media. Nowadays, we have the social media, right? You can also come up with legislation, mitemo chayo chayo, right? Arresting offenders, those will be like abusing the girl child and stuff. So those perpetrators must be arrested. And when it comes to the knowledge of the women rights, they should be included in the school curriculum too. That's why you find out that we have topics like gender in subjects like FRIS, right? It's trying to support that, right? So let us look into number 3. Identify any 4 economic activities of the sane hunter-gatherers in Southern Africa. As long as you have a historical scope, you can kill that one. You can come you can come up with the 10 points, a 10 out of 4 instead of the 4 marks. Right? It's 3A. The most economic activities included hunting, gathering, fishing, tanning. As long as you have a historical scope, you could kill that one. Butter trading, tool making, spinning fiber, wood carving, and also pottery, right? So let us look into the B. Give 3 social roles of women in the same hunter-gatherers communities. What are the social roles that women partake into? Zvaitwa nevakadzi ndizvo, like preparing medicine, fetching water, fetching firewood, bearing children, and also cooking, then number C, in what 3 ways can contemporary societies benefit from the same technological innovations? What the same did, I don't know if it's 2,000 years ago or something. What can we learn from them as the contemporaries, as people in the contemporary world right now? What can we learn from what those guys did 2,000 years ago, right? We can learn the hunting skills, the tools making, tanning skills, painting, like rock painting, indigenous medicines. I live in Bari, panono ndotengesa zvimaguchu nechiimu zamenu zvimishonga totombondarowa nemudumbu totombopindamo ndombomwandoita sei, so zvimwe zvacho zvinenge vakazvideriva from that ndizo the architecture, sculpturing, and also fire making. We also have to learn into that because fire making tichiri kubatidza moto up to this day, right? Number 4, list any 4 values that are important in keeping organizational fluence at the workplace. When you talk of organizational fluence, tiri kutsanangura nyaya yekurongeka kwepabasa ndizvo, kuti tinzi isusu tasvika pamaoffices eEconet kana tasvika pamaoffices eDeribot tikabatwa zvakanaka takaita se pane mavalues ari behind the scenes atinozongona maresults acho kuti ndakazosvika paNMB bank aiwa zvakarongeka. Wapaona unotoona pane mugadhi akarowa sutu achikuti mira paline apa zvakarongeka. Why is it like that? There are values in which those corporates follow, values which include punctuality. Yes, punctuality chai ndogononga ndautenga nati squirrel yangu kabox kema nati squirrel paDeribot, imagine ndoenda paGoogle Map ponzi panovhurwa na8 ndoendapo na8 ponzi apa havasati vauya pari kuvhurwa na10, like zvinoratidza kusanorongeka. So punctuality is another value. Teamwork, they work together. Honesty, faithfulness, responsibility, accountability, integrity, respect, transparency, and also commitment kunzwa chimoyo chipower chekuda kushanda chacha. Those are the values that keep organizational fluence at the workplace. So give any threats to the workplace values you listed above. So there's a marriage of convenience between A and B. You must read into that. So which means that you have to look into the opposite of A to get the opposite of the points at A to get the points at B. When there is a death, or when there is lack of responsibility, accountability, punctuality, and honesty at a certain workplace, this means that the opposite of that, that's the point that are supposed to come at B. So that workplace will be littered with corruption, there will be stigma and discrimination. Like pane macustomer nekuti aona kuti auya neraptor ndiwo anotanga usevwa, that's discrimination. Then you ouya nerunnings, sesusu tine marunnings unogona kuzosevwa later. So religion again can be a problem. Then again, language and laziness is not going to destroy basa foot. ICT no gonna be any influence foot from outside. You know, gonna kanganisa babasa peer pressure, foreign influence, mismanagement, drug abuse, and also nepotism. Ndizo yekuti munhu nenya yekuti ndiye manager wepa Coca-Cola kana kuti ndiye manager wepa Dairy Board kana kuti manager wepa Qualcomm. Ndizo anenge akungopinza muzukuru wake. Handisuri ndo zvinoitika. Ndingotaura as an example please. Nenya yekuti kune nepotism ndiye kufevhera hama, alright, in simple shona. Munhu anenge atori incompetent. Haatozivi idofu. Panenyaya yekuti muzukuru kana kuti nditsano va CEO kana kuti va manager anenge aripo. So zvinouraya basa futi izvo. Because mune muchiisa dofo, mune muchiisa munhu asingazvigoni zvinhu izvozvo. Because futi handingati kuti kune madofo panyika pano. Vanhu vanonga vachingota because ukaenda kwausingagoni tokuudza kuti uri dofo. See, what can be done to reduce the occurrence of conflicts among the workers at the workplace? Tingaita sei kuti pabasa pasaitike ma-conflicts ndizvo. Kana kuti basa pasave nemutauro nemuromo yakawandisa. So we must have policies against stigma and discrimination. Tofanira kunga tine mitemo inotaura kuti aiwa iwo ukasoropodza munhu semushandi nekuti ane mota yakadzikira kana kuti auya achifamba netsoka kana kuti akaremara kana kuti arurama neurema, tinokupawo mutongo wako wakadini. We must have policies against that. So we must encourage religious tolerance. Yes, even at the workplace. Iwo kana uchienda kwamwazha ndichienda ku seventh day tofanira kushanda tese. Because at the end of the day, money does not know any color, money does not know any religion. That's why uchiona kuti vana Muhammad Musa vanoita mari ende vanhu vanoitisa mari ma-Christians ende vamwe vacho vanotoshandamo ma-Christians futi. Because vaka-understand kuti even though tiri ma-Muslims, mari haineni kuti uri muchawa kana kuti unokiriridza uchikwira makomo uchienda kwamutemwa kumakomo kana kuti money doesn't, mari haitarisizve. Mari inongouya ingori mari. Ndosaka uchiona zvichinzi there is no, hapana mari inombokuudza kuti inini ndawanikwa nekugeza matoilets evanhu aiwa, inongova mari chete at the end of the day. At the end of the day we need the money. So mari haitarisizve, haina color bar. So at the workplace, we must punish those who break set values. We must train staff on conflict management and resolution, and to have sort of a written down code of conduct. Like tofanonga takatu one code of conduct yekuziva kuti zvakati hazviitwi, zvakati zvinoitwa, and kana paitika ma-issues tokwanisa kuita counseling dialogue. That question was worth 3 marks. So I gave a couple of points. So let us look at number 5. List any 4 factors of production. Kuti tizowe neproduction ndezvipi zvatofanira kutanga kuconsider, or zvinhu zvinofanira kutanga zviripo. We have the land. Yes, it should be there. Land hatisingoti watida kuita ma-agricultural activities chete. You can have the land because muda kutanga factory papapo kana uda kumvura something. We must have the labor, we must have the capital, we must have the technology too, right? Then explain any 3 ways in which the informal sector is significant in empowering the youth in Zimbabwe. Most youths are operating in the informal sector, and we have to look into how it empowers the youths. Kuti iwo wane kashopa kako kauri kutengesa mafoni kana kuti mapouch, how is it empowering you? Number 1, you can generate income. Number 2, you create your own employment, self-employment. That's very important. And it reduces crime rates. Because inini ndaakuswera ndichisunga mafoni kana ndichisunga tumota ndiri kumagaba uko, instead kundoswera kumaraini. Because ndikaswera kumaraini pakanzi pakati papazwa ndogona kuita suspect. So at least ukaswera kubasa unozvisavha from a lot of nonsense as a youth. So it helps the youth to realize their value in economic development. So there are a couple of points you can come through. It saves the youth from many problems. They can even start their own lives. Because family futi inounza distance, washanda wakutoroora wakuita sei. Kuna vanhu vandakatoona vakatoroora nekutengesa mafoni chaiwo. Kuna vanhu vandakaona vakaroora nekutengesa mabhero chaiwo. So that's the importance of it to the youth. Then number C, suggest any 3 solutions to challenges that are faced by the informal sector in Zimbabwe. Government iri kupagadzirisa sei, and what solutions can you also give? there should be legislation to support their existence kuti panofanira patone mitemo iripo. I think ndotomboona vanhu vachikweshana nekanzuro mutown kutraya kuti zvinhu zvive zviri pamutemo. So there should be registration and funding from the government. Panana youth development bank, I've seen them. Kuti unogona kungotora maloni wototaura kuti ndekamba nesaluni yangu ndinechii, then the government can lend you some money. The government can also come up with skills training. Tinema polytechnics doing that. Government to provide specific areas for informal sectors kuti vanhu vari kuita zvekutengesa mabhero okudini muri kufanira kushandira apa neapa neapa neapa, zvinounza kaorder nekarongation pakushanda kwevanhu. So let us look into number 6, the last one. List any 4 indigenous methods of conserving natural resources in Zimbabwe. There are a couple of aspects dzinoshandiswa pakuconserva natural resources in Zimbabwe, like nyaya yematotems, because iwo kanzi iwo haunoyera mbizi, which means hauchatodyi mbizi, because pane zviyera nematabuzi aripo. Zoreva kuti mbizi dzakutochengetedzeka, takutoita magame parks, takutoita vanhu vakubhadhara, so ndo nzira dzaishandiswa navanhu vekudhara kuprotecta environment nemhuka dzotorarama, mitemo iyoyo. So pane mataboos nema-indigenous laws, pane nyaya yema-sacred places. Ma-sacred places inzvimbo dzinoyera, dzinokosheswa. So unotozikanwa kuti ukabaya shumba imomo muka ma1 unogona kusatobuda musango imomo. So nema-myths zvese izvozvo mapoints anobuditsa zvinhu zvaitwa kudhara, ma-indigenous methods aishandiswa pakudini pakuchengetedzwa environment muZimbabwe. So explain why indigenous methods of conservation are no longer popular in contemporary society. So zvese izvi mataboos nematotems nemitemo yakudhara nezviyera nechi mataboos hazvichashandi. Why munguva yatiri inoyi hazvichashandi? Why? Because tiri kusangana nema-natural disasters futi ari kudestroy ma-sacred places. Tine nyaya yetechnology, like people are now fixated on artificial intelligence. Vanhu vava so much into social media. So zvinhu zvinenge zvechivanhu izvi vanhu vasina basa nawo. And it is through that technology and globalization tiri kuita being carried away nema-cultures from the west. Tiri kuita nemamwe ma-cultures ekunana China, mamwe ekunana England, ekunana tiri kutorarama sema-Americans tiri muno muZimbabwe, So you find out kuti zvese izvozvo zviri kukanganisa kuti tikanganwe zvinhu zvechivanhu chedu. Even religion, mamwe ma-religion takatoita zvekuti even Christianity chaiyo it's not indigenously from here upon. So zvinhu zvakaita se-urbanization which is caused by that rural to urban drift, yes, iri kukonzeresa kuparara kwetsika dzese idzodzo nemitemo yemazuva ano, because kune mitemo yechivanhu yakudhara ichiriko ichiri kutedzerewa, because isusu tichine matare. I think munomboona ana chief chigodora, vana sabhuku chigodora, vana vaya vachiripo, but tine mitemo futi yechirungu futi, Roman Dutch law, zvinongosiyana. So suggest any 3 measures that can be implemented to promote indigenous conservation methods. Tingaita sei kuti tisarasikirwe nema-methods yada kudhara? Ndizova tingaita sei? What can we do? It's part C 3 marks. What can we do? So heavy penalties. Tikaona vanhu vachiparadza masango nechi, I think munoziya nyaya yepangolini kuti ungoonekwa nayo chete 9 years zvaitirwa nyaya idzodzo. So there should be police patrols enforcing taboos by force. So there should be education awareness campaigns. Pane yandakamboona enzowere vaitoincluda ma-celebrities mazhinji, vana butterfly, vana nijo vanga varipo vachipromota vanhu vane mapages mahombe kakuti anenge ane kana kuti almost nearly 1 million followers, So vanhu vane mapages mahombe vanenge vachiita sort of kumotivata vanhu kuti vasaparadze ma-environments, which is very important. So coming up with legislations and making it part of the school curriculum kuti zvitodzidzwe kuchikoro, mwana achine 3 years achine ECD azive nezvekuchengetedzwa kwe-environment, anotokura achiziva kuti environment inochengetedzwa. So number 1 to 6 for now we are done and dusted. So tomorrow tichakuitirai section B yepepa racho. Section A I think tambotraya kumbodai nekudai. Chakakosha pakuteerera zvandikutaura, then mubatsirika, something like that.